Hey everyone, welcome back to more Midnight Hunt Premier Drafts. So we've been doing black every single time. Black Golgari, black green has been doing fantastic. Black white went fine. And we just did black blue. And really our issue was that we didn't go for any of the black blue synergies. We just went for devious cover up and control schematics. Which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy trying to do control and limited. Didn't pan out very well. Just turned out that I'm not sure if it was just because the double blue costing of a lot of the counter spells just made it really hard for it to pull off. If it's because we just didn't have enough synergy. If it's just because in limited there are turns where you have to play a card. You don't have board clears or anything to hold back. So once they have tempo, it's up to you to react. So they could just sit back, and even if you're countering their spells, it's not enough. So one of those things was wrong with my Dimir deck. So maybe we'll build a better Dimir deck. Maybe we'll actually be able to play something that's not black. We will find out. I did play a blue-white deck on my first draft. That went really good. But also we got all the blue-white cards. And that's actually a theme. If everyone's black, we're not going to see black cards. What keeps happening is we're getting enough black cards for me to justify going black. But, yeah. And unfortunately, we have one seat that did not fill itself. Dear sir, please don't do this to us. Unfortunate. Alright. Alright. So, it looks like we actually have a... Well, it's green. We might be Golgari again. But Briarbridge Tracker is just insane. So it's a 3-mana 2/3. So here's the thing. It's basically a 3-mana 4/3 Vigilance, and then it leaves behind this clue token that I could sacrifice to draw a card. If I really need a tempo, I could sacrifice the clue token early, turn it from a 4/3 to a 2/3, but it's such a good body. We might get no chance we're getting this Rise of the Ants back, so Candlelit Cavalry, probably not. Loch the Samurai could come back. I'm not sure if we want to be Loch the Samurai. Morcut Behemoth could come back for black-green. I don't think all these uncommons are pretty premium, so they're going to be all taken away. So we might get a Gavany Trapper, we might get a Morcut Behemoth, we might get a Famished Foragers. We don't really have any guidance, just that we're probably not going to get a good green card by the time we get back to our pack. Alright, they took their rare as well. The Dissipate, which didn't work as well as I hoped. Play with Fire. Alright, these are all nice cards. But I think the Duel for Dominance is just its removal. So it's either the Play with Fire, which is a removal, or Duel for Dominance, which is a removal in our color. This will show to our opponent that blue and red seem open. The Seize the Storm deck actually seems a lot of fun. If these make it around, I am happy to take Seize the Storm. I'm going to go with Duel for Dominance because it is a good removal spell, and it could be a good... Like, it still works with our colors. No matter what color we end up in, Duel for Dominance is still good. So, yeah. And Briarbridge Tracker... Like, it stays with our colors, basically. So there are two ways. Either you speculate to go all the colors, so that if some bomb shows up in the second pack, you can pick it. Or you speculate into a single color, so then when a bomb appears in the pack, you can choose that as your other color. Basically. And in that ground, Contortionist Troops, like, I love Ambitious. Ambitious Farmhand seems like a fantastic card. This also seems like a fantastic card, and this seems like a good card. So we're going to go with the fantastic card that ends in our green color, just to make it so that we could stick with one color. We might be able to get the Dawnheart Rejuvenator, so that we might be able to go like a full multicolor deck. Startle's pretty nice. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Alright. Whew. Alright, time for us to start switching up a bit. If you have a card with Flashback or Disturb, this doesn't even matter. It's a 6-mana 4/4 flyer, which is good enough in draft. I'm not going to be picking a 2-drop over Big Body, even if it's not in our colors, because we could end up being blue. We could be the Simic deck, as far as we know. So I will be taking the Phantom Carriage as a way to get ourselves the flyer, to get ourselves some good late game, and to say, hey, we're not just forcing green. We are whatever color comes to us, and green was coming to us. That's all it is. There were some good blue cards that came around. People do not like taking counterspells, so I might be able to take that Dissipate when it rotates back. That is entirely possible. I doubt it, but it's possible. So that's hopeful. We have 3 big creatures and a kill spell. So it's good to kind of count out what sort of sources you have, because this is a win condition creature, this is a win condition creature, this is a value creature, this is a removal. So we have value. So in the times of bread, bomb, removal, efficient aggro, or evade. Yeah, it's bomb, removal, efficient evasion aggro, I guess. Galvanic Iteration. Unfortunately, you need a lot of instants and sorceries for that to be good. We are offered an Organ Hoarder, and we're already having some blue. So while Fleshtaker is good in black-white, we don't see to be in black-white. Galvanic Iteration needs a very specific deck to be good. Organ Hoarder is just a 4-mana 3-2. And yeah, that's a really good body. Alright, Mysterious Tome or Birdemire. So the reason I like Birdemire, because it gives us the reach whenever we don't have flyers. If blue is our other color, we have flyers. And Mysterious Tome would give us the late game win condition. We're basically going to end up being a ramp deck, is what it looks like. And Mysterious Tome's great for a ramp deck. White was pretty open there, worth noting. Alright, so we get past a Voldaren Ambusher. So it seems like some Vampire deck might be available. Mystic School for if we want to do some heavy splashing. Pestilent Wolf is a 2-drop. I'm not exactly, like, excited for it, but I don't see myself playing the Voldaren Ambusher. We are only 6 packs in. If Voldaren Ambusher is good, it's great, but it's like, is it good? It's a 3-mana 2-2 otherwise. So I'm not gonna lose the speculation for a Pestilent Wolf. Alright. Birdemire, Shipwreck Sifters, Howl of the Hunt. Shipwreck Sifters is not for this deck right now. Howl of the Hunt, not for this deck right now. And I do say I like Birdemire's a lot more than other people seem to like it. 1/4 is really good body. The Knight, if it ever gets the Knight, it just holds off your opponent forever. And it seems like we're more of a controlling deck. And we got our pack back. Locked in the Cemetery has not been meeting standards. So I'm going to grab the Baithook Angler, just as a disturb card to bring out with Phantom Carriage as a 2-mana 2/1 otherwise. And the Dissipate actually came back around. So we'll take the Dissipate. Do kind of wish I had the Pestilent Wolf now, but I am perfectly happy just going for a little bit of speculation and not picking the Pestilent Wolf. Probably a bad speculation because neither green or blue likes that, but we'll be fine. Let's see, we're blue and green. A lot of the cards we want are going to be 4 mana. We do have some bigger cards for Dawnheart Rejuvenator, but I'm going to pick up the Startle. It's a close one, but the Startle has some values in other places. Deckbuilding Guide. Yeah, Startle is basically a combat trick, and it draws a card and it makes resources if we have a use for resources. I would rather get the 2-drop and get consistent 2-drops than the Candlelit Cavalry, which is just a bad late game. Yeah, I'll take this to my sideboard. And this is just a bad card. Okay. Dire Strain Rampage. This is more... It's strange, because this is a constructed card that didn't really make it into constructed. So all of these are 3-colored, or double-colored, and we're none of these double colors. We could splash into Devoted Graftkeeper. Green is capable of splashing quite effectively. And we really don't have a card... Drowning Amalgam is a big body, but it's not really... I already have some late-game finishers. I'm going to speculate into Devoted Graftkeeper. It's either that or I speculate into Dire Strain Rampage. And of these, this has much greater value. We already have a Disturb card. We already have Phantom Carriage. We already have Organ Hoarder. This is just a much better card for the sort of deck archetypes we can still find. Grafted Identity, absolutely fantastic. If you're blue, I will spend my Timberland Guide for a Grafted Identity. I don't need to startle and get tokens. It's fantastic. Doubt the Shadow Beast Sign will make it back, but that's okay. We got a Grafted Identity. Alright. Flip the Switch, I do like a bit more. Since we have the ability to speculate, Dawnheart Rejuvenator is looking better. None of these uncommons really stand out for the deck we want to play, or any of the decks we want to play. Flip the Switch does give us resources. If we had 3 mana untapped often, I'd be down for Flip the Switch, go alongside Dissipate. But I feel like the Bounding Wolf, we're going to need to grab the Bounding Wolf as well for that sort of situation. So the Dawnheart Rejuvenators fits our curve better, but I'm going to pick this one first. Or am I just going to pick the Timberland Guide to be secure? That's the big question. I think I'm going to pick the Timberland Guide, just be secure, flip the switch. How many flash reflect? Oh, well, I guess you can flip the switch. I need to consider how many instant speed effects we're going to have. Organ Hoarder, just the best blue drop. Is it better than Dryad's Revival? This is return a card. That is pretty strong, but Organ Hoarder is just the best card. I specifically made sure not to draft too many 4-drops so that I could pick as many Organ Hoarders and Shadow Beast sightings as I find. So I'm going to pick this. Dryad's Revival is not a bad card by any means whatsoever, but I just want the Organ Hoarders first. I want the consistency before the power. Alright. Might of the Old Ways or Silver Bolt. I don't think this is Shipwreck Sifter's deck just yet. Might of the Old Ways, we have 8 creatures. I'm going to go with the Silver Bolt. It's always good. Might of the Old Ways might not be. So, when it's good, it's very good, but when it's not, it's not. You hurt me last time, Devious Cover-Up. I think I might just pick the Unbleakened Observer. It does have 2 attack, so it is a preferable body. It can ramp into, not much. Devious Cover-Up, it just burned us so badly last time we took it. And as I said, we have all the 4-drops we want to get, so I'm going to grab either that or the Timberland Guide. I already was on that too long. Alright, that's fine. Consider Silverbolt Foul Play. I think we just pick another Silverbolt. It's another kill spell. This doesn't work all the time. This just cycles. This, you need flying creatures. Diagraph Rebirth, love that card, but not for this deck. Geist Wave, what? Briarbridge Tracker and Geist Wave could work. Organ Hoarder and Geist Wave could work. I think this is a deck where we can run Geist Wave. We will try out. Alright, Drownyard Amalgam gives us a good big body for later on. We do want to start having cards that work with our graveyard. But we're going to worry about that later. We could join the dance for the Devoted Graphkeeper. But I think right now we just want to Drownyard Amalgam, get ourselves some big bodies in the late game. Bounding Wolf or Timberland Guide. Bounding Wolf does give us the flash 3-drop slots, which I do appreciate. It also has reach, which is nice. But yeah, I can now hold up a Bounding Wolf, a Flip the Switch, and a Dissipate, which all feel good. Component Collector or Harvest Hide Sentry? I'll go with Harvest Hide. It actually, by being a 3-1, it helps trigger Coven for us. And I do like 2-drop, make sure my 2-drops are good before I deal my 3-drops. Shipwreck Sifters might not make it, but we'll put it in. Wow, another Timberland Guide. Fateful Absence, not good for limited. It's for a specific aggressive constructed deck. None of these cards are playable in my deck archetype, so I guess we go with Falcon Abomination. It is a flyer. It is a flyer. Now, I do like my Burdenmeyers, and I am actually somewhat considering the Burdenmeyer. I cannot deny that. But we're going with the Abomination first. Another Mysterious Tome. Alright. We'll get our late game all filled in. And we now have enough cards for this deck. Alright, let's get some card draw. Firmament Sage is card draw. It turns night to day, day to night. I'm going to start pulling out cards that I'm not sure I want in the deck. Yeah, we have enough cards to play, so I'm going to just start pulling out cards that I'm unsure about. Even if they're good, if I'm unsure about, I'm pulling them out. Because we now have enough cards to play. Alright, another Graphkeeper. If we put it in, we really won't have much to do with it, and we'd have to splash. Dawnhort Mentor does give us use for all of the mana we want. I think it's better than the Dissipates. I'm not sure it's that good, though. The thing is, it's a 0/4. Like, until I get Coven, and until it starts triggering, it's not doing much for us. I'm gonna take the Dissipate. I don't care. Alright, Vivisection. I think we have resources for that. So, let's take it. Alright, because, yeah, we have reason to want the resources. We have Gravid Identity. We have the Organ Horrors. Yeah, we should be good. We should be good here. Alright, Gale Drifter. Path to the Festival could help if we want to go with the Devoted Graphkeeper, but so does this. It's a 4-drop that becomes a Disturb card. We could throw it out with Organ Hoarders. It has its solutions. All that stuff. And it looks like blue is really bigger than green right now. I don't think we have enough to justify mono blue, especially the Contortionist and the Briarbridge Tracker. The question is, should I go for it? So I'm going to pick another Silverbolt here. It looks like I might be able to do... If I do mono blue, it does give me the value of consistency. I'm starting to consider it. I am starting to consider a mono blue deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green cards. We will have a lot of cards in our grave with this deck, so I think the Locked in the Cemetery will actually work here. The Pestilent Wolf is definitely a good one, but like, we're not going to have much green. Yeah, we might just be able to go mono blue here. That would be interesting. So first off, reasons to go blue, to go green. We have Contortionist Troop. We have Briarbridge Tracker. Both are great later game. We have Duel for Dominance, great later game. All right. So if I think we do, I think it is valuable enough to splash green. If we go blue, we can. Let's at least look at it without any of the green. See what it looks like. So we have the Shipwreck Sifters. Yeah. Then a Drownyard Amalgam? Like, that doesn't look too good. That looks bad. So, no one there. I'm gonna let my dog out, and then we're gonna figure out how to make this deck. This is what you don't do when I'm streaming, girl. Alright. Let's figure this deck out. But I think one of the things is, we can just go for the best green cards and not worry about the rest. Falcon Abomination is fine for this deck. I like Dissipate and Flip the Switch at me. It looks like we can actually, on turn 3, basically hold up our mana. But let's just grab the best green cards. Briarbridge Tracker, Contortionist Troop. Alright, so our issue is we don't have many 2-drops at all. But our 3-drops help take us to late game. I can knock out a Mysterious Tome for... But if I need to get a 2-drop, I need to make it blue. So it'd have to be like an Unblinking Observer, which allows us to cast Disturbs or Ensnare Sorceries, which is the Gale Drifter, the Vivisection, the Dissipates. This looks fine. Definitely lacking the 2-drops, but lacking the 2-drops was kind of a theme previously as well. So we only have 7 forests, 10 islands. No, I might go 6 forests. If I do, what do I put as my last playable? Another Mysterious Tome. And let's go 6 forests, because we only need 1 forest. It's very unlikely we're going to have Contortionist Troop, Duel for Dominance, and Briarbridge Tracker all in the same deck. I think the 16 lands is better for this deck. We have enough card draw with Firmament Sage, the Mysterious Tomes. Yeah. We're going to try that. Just basically blue with... Yeah, blue trackers, I guess. Because it's basically a mono blue deck with just 3 really good cards splashed in. But yeah, we have a lot of removal. I mean, 3 silver bolts. 3 silver bolts. We have the Locked in the Cemetery. We have a Duel for Dominance. I think this deck could have been drafted a lot better, but I think it will be okay. So, this is one of those hands where if I had more 2-drops, this would be I would not keep this, but because I know not having 2-drops would be a problem, this is okay. I should know I just reduced my forest down to 6, and yet I drew 3 forests. So I drew half the forest in my deck in my opening hand, effectively. Alright, Thermo Alchemist. Seems legit. Next turn I get a Hold Up Silver Bolt and Flip the Switch, which feels fantastic. And then I can Vivid Section the creature from Flip the Switch. Need be. This destroys werewolves. Yep. I'm gonna let Flip tonight. Kill that now. Make it easy on myself. What's this? X is Vadric's power. Interesting. So they're about to have a 2-3. Alright, well we can keep it day for the rest of this time, basically. Or at least I think I can. I can get pretty close. This Thermo Alchemist is going to do a bit of damage, but we just manage. I'd love to trade Vadric for Gale Drifter. I don't think it's happening. Oh, they're turning day into night. I don't see myself vivisecting my Gale Drifter. Alright. Burn the Accursed. Respawn with a Flip the Switch. I have a token for Vivisection. I am starting to take some damage, though. That's definitely an issue. I have the land. I'll start playing some Phantom Carriages. I think I take the damage. I have a Phantom Carriage to block it next turn. If it gets bigger, I am going to have to get rid of it. Let's attack first. Start applying my own pressure. Even if they counter this, I'm not blocked with Gale Drifter this turn, I don't think. But it looks like they're about to counter. Oh, guess not. Take action. Only 1 card. Alright, they have to double spell in order to make it big enough. I don't want to turn night to day, which is a big issue I have to deal with. There are no cards in my deck. Alright, we're getting low on health. It's definitely hurting. They can flash that back on my turn to get themselves more card draw. Alright. Spawn by tapping it, yep. We do threaten 11 damage in the air. So that's pretty nice. But the Geist Wave... Oh, they got Geist Wave so they could bounce my Phantom Carriage, forcing me to block. Oh, man. Well done, player. Well done, Leaf Wind 104. And they're going to tap down a card on the way back. Wow. Impressive. Truly impressive. And now they get to tap down my 4/4. Yep. Wait, if I play this, I can duel for dominance. Let's see. Play this, duel for dominance. I think I'm dead on board still. Yeah, I'm still dead on board. If they're smart, I'm dead on board. Also, I'm dead to any instant or sorcery spell. Oh, they just had a Geist Wave. Alright. Well. Definitely did not expect that. Seems that Platinum Tier 1 is my max. I love to get to Diamond. The whole reason I'm still playing, the whole reason I'm like, I've been playing a lot of drafts today, the whole reason is to try to get to Diamond before, I'm not going to be doing too many MTGA games in a bit, so I want to get to Diamond first, is the hope. Alright, Silverbolt into Falcon Abomination, get a hold of a Dissipate later. Yeah. I just realized my turn 3 is holding up, like, Silverbolts. Yeah, my turn 3 is holding up Silverbolts, Dissipates, and the Bounding Wolf I might want to pull back instead of the Falcon Abomination because it's instant speed. Because it has Flash. That might actually be a play. Which seems insane at first until you just realize we have so many Flash cards. And we're drawing forests just fine, it seems. Like, I was worried about the forest delusion sort of effect, but all's working well. 1, 2, 3. I think they have to mulligan one card, which is why they're still taking their time. Yep. So that is scary though, because that's the signal of a strong curve, or of an aggressive curve, and aggressive decks are where this deck is weakening. Like so. And now we get blown out. I might have to Silverbolt that as a way to not die. Which hurts. I'm just going to give the oops. Not lacking 2 drops hurts. A lot. But also when you have a card that benefits from the opponent lacking 2 drops. So the correct play was not to play Silverbolt on turn 1, but on turn 2. But then that means if I drew a 2-drop, I couldn't play Silverbolt and the 2-drop. But I had so many 3-drop plays. I mean, when they played the Mountain, I should have known werewolves are coming in. Alright. So this tracker stops the 3/3. Doesn't stop the 4/6, but I kind of want to stop the 3/3 right now anyways. I just don't have many early, like, plays that are fast enough in my hand to actually turn night to day. So now that it's night, I think it's going to remain night for the rest of this. And if they are a full-on werewolf deck, I'm going to get wrecked. Oof. They did mulligan, so if I can get control, it's going to be very hard for me to get control of this board and this sort of board and this opponent. But if I can get control, I think I could keep it for the rest of the game. The matter is getting control in the first place. Alright. No blocks. Or I'll block the 3/3. This thing has vigilance, so I get a crack back. I would love for them to block with the Lord of the Uvenwald. Reduce the Woundshriver's threat. And now I can Organ Harvester to make sure the Eccentric Farmer doesn't come in. Alright. I don't really want any of these cards. I'm thinking I just take the Forest. I can next turn Falcon Abomination, Baithook Angler to flip back to Day. I could take the Vivisection for to basically make sure once I get control, I maintain control. But I think once I get control, I'm maintaining control anyways. Let's make sure we have lands. Let's make sure we draw our lands so that we can actually play our spells. Alright, so the Woundshredder gets to attack one more time. That doesn't mean much because they need 6 mana for the Coven Trigger, and that's why I didn't want to take it myself. I am happy to trade with the Eccentric Farmer. Alright. And I don't need the draw card, I need the Flipping Day tonight. So we're going to grab the Falcon Abomination and the Hook Hunt Drifter. Turn that back to night, or back to day. I can then Firmament Sage, so that if they turn it into night, I get card draw. And I get to sacrifice the Clue on that turn. On a later turn, I can let it turn to night, draw a card, held up both Dissipate and Silver Bolt. Alright. They are at 2 cards. And they can't really attack in. Alright. Let's see how this fares. They do have a Spell Rune Painter. I will quadruple block to stop the Spell Rune Painter. Alright. I just have to assume that the Flame Channeler cannot flip. Oof. Let's draw more blue. What? How am I drawing this much? Like, how am I drawing this many green? Like, I have 1 forest left in the deck, correct? 1 forest left in the deck. Alright. If I Organ Harvester, I can actually hold up the Silver Bolt and the Flip the Switch. Got it. Awesome. Three. Alright, this will actually activate Locked in the Cemetery. Kind of sucks that my islands are going out, but this will be fine. And we're going to just leave that there. We have the Bolt if something bad happens. And otherwise, we have the Flip the Switch if they play a big spell like Tireless Hauler. Alright. They are on the board, and we have counter spells in hand. We do only have 10 health. And they're about to get Dawnhart Meadow Coven triggers. But we are not in dire straits just yet. But suddenly Dawnhart Meadow is becoming an issue. Alright. I can play this. Still hold up the Silver Bolts. Or I can lock in the Cemetery. Hold up nothing. I feel like I'm going to need to, yeah, start Silver Bolting responsibly, you know? Killing this actually turns off Coven, which is like the worst play that might actually be the right play. I think right now I actually play the Phantom Carriage to just get myself a big body to make it scary for them to attack in. If they draw a land here, that's actually their best theme. Yep, that is their best possible draw. Because now they can use Dawnhart Mentor to start buffing their creatures and giving them trample. And we'll have to start blocking, recognizing that they can do those sort of buffs. Oh my god, I just realized we're basically dead now. Wow. If they're smart, we're dead. I think they have lethal off of that. And what's going to happen is everything's going to flip. I draw one card. They get threatening creatures everywhere. That can get bigger thanks to Dawnhart Mentor. They didn't attack. Alright. Another Silver Bolt. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. So I can lock into the Cemetery one and Silver Bolt the other. Alright. I'm going to lock in the Cemetery, the Wing Shredder, I think. And we're holding up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get a Silver Bolt and Dissipate this turn. Yeah, I'm holding up this Dissipate. Just 100%. The Silver Bolt actually allows me to attack like this. I think the Silver Bolt allows me to attack like this. I just realized if I turned Knight today, again, I drew a card. So if I played that Silver Bolt, I actually would be in an even better position. That is the worst attack. Yeah, attack with the Dawnhart Mentor is the worst attack they can make right here. My turn. Alright. Before we go, I will Silver Bolt this Howler. Get rid of it. Yeah, but it's a werewolf. Alright. Let's flip day to night once more. So I'm going to play another Silver Bolt. Play the Mysterious Tome. We're going to just continue this strategy. Now it becomes day to night. I draw a card. They discard cards which they can't even use. Oof. Alright. So now I get a both Mysterious Tome and Silverbolt. Feels nice. They're going to... Oh my gosh, because they have no plays, they're turning night back into day. They're turning day back into night, which is going to draw me an additional card. Oh my. My card engine is actually working. Thank you, Firmament Sage. I might have to actually let you die so that I don't deck myself at this point. By the way, we've just had a great consistency in drawing all our forests. Every last one. Alright. And I get to respond to that by silver bolting it. Alright. Oh, I could tap it down as they go for attack phase, I think. Let's see. Attack with Falcon Abomination threatens lethal next turn. I like that. And I can actually play Drownyard Amalgam and still hold up the Dissipate. I'm actually going to choose them to prevent myself from dying. And I could turn night back into day, drawing another card. Yeah, Firmament Sage has been doing amazing here. So I'm holding up a Dissipate. I am holding up a Tap Down. I'm holding up options. And that's why I like Dissipate. You can just hold it up and make sure they don't have options to play. When you get to that position is hard to get to where they have no cards in hand. But once you get there, you're good. Alright. That was our first win. Wow. These are just being really long matches. Z Master 111. Alright. Alright. 1 drop into 2 drop into 3 drop. Looks absolutely fantastic. Silver Bolt. Into Bait Hook Angler. Into Briarbridge Tracker. And it looks like we're facing an aggressive deck, so it's good to have this curve. Alright. 2-1 can block the 2-2. I will be attacking in. Briarbridging will give me a 4-3. Alright. Well, if they attack with a 3-3, I can't really stop it. Next turn, I will probably lock that and duel for dominance something. I just realized now they can attack with the Apprentice, because I made a mistake there. Oh well. If they attack with the Apprentice, they can't attack with the Stormseeker. Because of Briarbridge Tracker. Stormseeker probably just needs to get Silver Bolted, because it's only going to become more and more threatening as we go on. Right? Fine by me. Alright. Island. I can attack. They block. I can duel for dominance first, killing both. And then I can hold up the clue token, basically. Great. There we go. I've killed both. So I 2 for 2'd. I 2 for 2'd. I'm not technically at advantage, but I'm in a good spot. Then I get to sack the clue. I actually get to play Drownyard Amalgam as a big booty blocker. That feels good. Actually using the 3/6 as a 3/6. Alright. We now have a 3/6. Then we'll play a Mysterious Tome. And we get to have... Oh! Locked in the Cemetery is now active. Alright, they flip day to night. Seems legit. Ah, smart move on their part. Alright. Come on. Gotta threaten the Dissipate. Alright, so they turned night back to day, which is making this Obsessive Astronomer actually of value engine on their part. Discarding their lands, drawing non-lands. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. I'm just gonna activate this now. Try to get... I was trying to get a land, but... Wailing Angler can now attack freely. They have a lot of health. But if they play any big threatening creatures, I have a Grafted Identity and 2 Silver Bolts. I could lock this in the Cemetery if they make it into a big scary body. And the Lambent Harrier can make it so my Drowning Yard Amalgam can't block, but I'm okay using my Organ Hoarder to trade with either of the 2/2s. Yep. So you do that, and you use your Lambent Harrier to make sure my Drowning Yard Amalgam can't block. Yep. Smart move on their part. So that's the last 4 damage I intend for them to ever deal to me. Alright. Oh my gosh. So now I could tap down while drawing cards. Like, as long as I have 3 mana open, I have so many options. And why did it tap out so that I can't hold up Dissipate? I hate when it does that. Ugh. Once I go to declare attackers, I will just tap this down. And... Alright, declare attackers. So now I have 1 book on each side, which is actually really strong, it feels. Alright, they're planning to discard both cards. Yeah, that card's been giving them so much value. Alright. I think I'm just going to lock this in the Cemetery and play Silver. Nah, if I play both, then the whole effect happens again. So if I play Silverbolt, let's draw a card right now. Let's get a land. Alright. Well, we're holding up both of these. I think that's perfectly fine. Alright, cool. With that block, I'm okay turning night back to day. I think. Not right now. Next turn. I get a hold of a Dissipate and a few other options. Alright, cool. Yeah, these books have been... Having 2 books is just amazing, because then you always have one where it needs to be. With all my hatred of not drawing too many lands, I'm now not drawing enough. And I think that's a fantastic place to be. We both have 6 lands. They've been discarding their lands. How many discard... They've only had to discard 3. Okay, but they got the 3 discards. That was good on their part. Glorious Rebirth. And it has flashbacks, so dissipating it also gets rid of that effect. And for them to possibly sacrifice their Lambert Harrier. Alright, so they're looking to discard their last card. Do I just lock that down in the cemetery now? Or do I... I'm going to start by drawing a card. It's about time I start using these silver bolts. Yeah, it's about time I start using my resources as resources. It nearly tapped the Bramble Armor. Oh my god, that would have been so bad. So you wait for it to declare attackers so they can't switch out where the armor is equipped. Alright, so they only have that 1 red mana for this combat phase. So they have to use it with Lambert Harrier to make it so target creature can't block. Attack with both, I'm assuming. And I'll bolt this now. So they don't get any card draw. They don't get any cycling with their cards. This is Obsessive Astronomer has actually been doing a lot for them. All right. I think it's time to start closing this game down. Yeah, we can lock this guy in the cemetery. Alright. I think we just Contortionist Croup for like 3 or so. Let's draw a card. Alright, next turn we can tap that down, Silverbolt something. Yep. They have to have a real threat for me to not go with my plan. Oop. Thank goodness I didn't pass to the next round. We're going to assume both of these are lightning bolts, so we're going to take out the land bolts when the Harrier once we get the opportunity. We're just waiting because they need to figure out where their trigger. They're trying to figure out where to place their triggers, where to use their effects. We're not making it easy for them. And my hope is that they're using this to try to resolve a big, scary creature. And then I get to, yep, there it is, the big, scary creature. And I'm going to do this for one. And that will allow me to turn this 3/6 to a 4/7, so it threatens lethal. Alright. They were splashing another color the entire time. Yep, very slow games, but this is the kind of dirtily deck. I think it seems like Simic is where I want the devious cover-ups, which means the fact that I didn't take the devious cover-ups. Oh well, but it seems like it's more Simic than Dimir, and that was the issue. I traded Forza in Dimir, and I had half a deck. Oh well, you live, you learn, and from learning, I've learned a lot. Alright, Maiden. Silver Bolt. Okay, because we go second, I'm keeping this. This is probably a bad hand, but we have a Silver Bolt and a Locked in the Cemetery. We have 3 draws out of land. So that was draw 1. Let's draw 2. Alright, there's the draw. Yeah, I'm not using Locked prematurely for any security measures, so... Yeah, Ludwig's just the self-mill card, really. I could lock it down if I really think it's necessary. Sure. Gonna be well before Locked in the Cemetery starts giving value. Even when it transforms... It has no real enter the battlefield triggers that I need to worry about. The worst case scenario is the Geist Wave right here. Otherwise, did its job. They left 3 mana open for nothing, which means they have a counterspell. Just flat out, they have a counterspell, everyone. So I'm going to hold up my counterspell. Alright, now I have a 5 mana 3/3 flyer, so I'm happy to play Gale Drifter into this next counterspell. I don't care, I have a Silver Bolt for that one. Yeah, that's a flip the switch if I've ever seen one. And I'm not playing into their flip the switch. They could play into my Dissipates. There we go. Counter v counter matchups are very much about your patience. So, I just had to let them run out of patience. Okay. I think I just grafted Identity this. Yeah, Yeah, the misfortune of being stuck at 3 lands is a misfortune nonetheless. So there's no 2-mana counterspells, which is very important to know about this format. We know for a fact there's a flip the switch in their hand, if not a dissipate. There we go. Start by attacking. I can only play 2-mana spells right now while holding up the dissipate. So we're just going to keep... I could Contortionist Troop for 1. But that doesn't seem like a very good idea. Not right now. We're gonna... No. Okay. I am fine with Nebelgast. Yeah, at this point I've applied so much pressure the Nebelgast means nothing. Graphed Identity to take back their card. That's hilarious. No. The counterspell deck is in green-blue, just to be clear. And like this entire time, I'm certain those were a pair of counterspells. At least one of those was a counterspell. But that's how you play a counterspell matchup, in case anyone was wondering. Whew. But yeah, that was one of the weirdest limited games most people have probably will ever see. That was fun for me, but not fun for my opponent, and just a really weird game. Fun, like the fact that I had so many turns where I could have played a card and didn't. Alright. Well, we have a Falco Abomination, Grafted Identity behind it, Duel for Dominance if I need it, and Mysterious Tome behind all of that. The more important part is that we have a 3-mana 2/2 flyer into a 4-mana get their best creature. Let's get a Silver Bolt out now. Okay. And yes, I think I will be blocking that with my Falcon Abomination. I am perfectly fine losing the Falcon Abomination for the Timberland Guide. I just want to prevent their pressure. I don't really care about mine. Alright. Well, they use a 3-mana removal on that instead of the Firmament Sage. Cavern Ruffian. Alright. If I Firmament Sage, then they don't really want to tap out and get that to flip, which is a positive for me, I think. The Organ Hoarder is nice, but can't block either, so gonna go with that. So they have to kill this Firmament Sage, and killing that Firmament Sage means playing a spell this turn, or otherwise it flips. If it flips, I can possibly draw a card, use Grafted Identity to take their 6/5 Ruffian, which puts me in a very positive state. They probably have a Burn the Accursed for a response, but alright. Tireless Hauler. I can really use a land, dear Organ Harvester. Specifically an island. Give me an island. The fact that I still haven't found an island is terrifying. Yeah, the moment it flips to night, I'm in so much trouble. That 4/5's already scary. I need to get my island to grafted identity that. I will double block here. I can silver bolt that. Duel for dominance that. Okay, I can unblink an observer, duel for dominance. Sounds good. Oh, I need to kill that before it attacks. Because it's going to make mana. But oh well. If it makes mana, then I'll take 4. I'll take 6, I guess. Ooh, I see the threat. So I could bolt that, and then I day turns night. I can Briarbridge Tracker. This thing's still being a threat. I have 10 islands and 6 forests. How am I getting these sort of situations? Alright. I think they just won the game. Just off of those burn. Yep. Well. Not this turn, but next turn. So let's see. If I grafted identity, I'm at 1, and they have all those vandals. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, but yep. Okay. That was something. Not getting my... Yeah, it's just... so weird. So weird. Anyways, for people wondering, it seems like one of the things that red does do advantageously is it does burn out. It does have leverage. If you're like at low health, it is able to pull through and keep getting damage over your creatures. So that's something you have to worry about if you're red. Alright, so we are at 3 wins. We want to get 2 more wins specifically because at 2 more wins, we move from platinum to diamond. Like, if we won that last game, we'd be in diamond, and I'm pretty sure you cannot go backwards from diamond to... Like, once you're at diamond 4, you cannot enter platinum again. So that's what I really wanted. So losing that game really hurt. Ugh. But yeah. The land situation has just been unacceptable. Alright. Silver Bolt, Bait Hook Angler, Unblinking Observer are behind that. Alright. Silver Bolt's been doing just fine work, especially with the counter spells behind it. Alright. I'd rather them counter my Silver Bolt than my Unblinking Observer. Alright. Need a switch, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Alright. I mean, I get a hold up a Dissipate. But this lack of lands situation is completely uncalled for. Alright. I can Silver Bolt that later. They should have done that while I was attacking. Really? Well, I'm currently winning the race. I can Silver Bolt that if they play absolutely nothing. Alright. If you play absolutely nothing, I'll kill your Nebelgast. Give me something to do with my mana. Second Nebelgast? Counterspell. I'm not playing into a counterspell. Second Nebelgast. Alright, they have a counterspell. That's the only... Either they have a counterspell or they're really bad. They are in Platinum. They have a counterspell, and they're just, like, waiting for me to play into it. They are stuck at 3 mana. So, you know, I'm just going to drop the Organ Horror. If you want this counter, counter. Get it out of your system. There it was. But the thing is, I need to hold the Dissipate on later turns, and right now, I need to apply pressure, you know? Alright, they have 4 mana now, so... They have some sort of vampire effect if they're attacking like that. Or not. Well, definitely like the Organ Hoarder. If they play a big creature, I have a Grafted Identity. I like the Mysterious Tome now, because I can get to a point where I'm holding up a bunch of... Like, every land from here on out is a good draw, and this puts him in a weird situation. So if I draw a land, I can Mysterious Tome while holding up Dissipate, and the card draw if they don't use it. I have a lot of strange options now. They do have 6 cards in hand. They have Moongrazer's Slash there. Alright, awesome. So now I can play the Mysterious Tome and hold up a Dissipate at the same time. If they attack for 1, I attack for 2. I am card drawing alongside the Triska Deckfile. I can dissipate any serious threats. Alright, go right ahead. Deal 1 damage, I will deal 2 back. Do I dissipate that? Or do I Grafted Identity it? If I Grafted Identity it, I get to also tap down a card. I think I'll dissipate for now. Alright, I'm happy. I love a Consider right there. I have enough Warlock in the Cemetery to work. And we're just going to play this while they can't counter it, because this is costing a lot for me to draw the cards. And now I'm in a very good position. The double book is going to be my saving grace. Our spirits. I don't want them to have a big creature like that. And I can tap down the Triska Deckfile. Alright. Now the game is truly afoot. I am holding up a card draw, a Dissipate, a lot of other things. They are holding up card draw themselves. I will be burn the Accursed on that. I think I'm okay with this. Yep, I am happy with the burn of the Accursed. Yes, they're dealing a total of 3 damage with that card. So, and they did that instead of drawing a card. Okay. They really want to apply that pressure, which makes this dissipate so much stronger. Yep. They have enough burn to kill me, and that's what this play says. So I'm going to just steal their Triskaidekaphile, and I can dissipate whatever other responses they have. Because the Triskaidekaphile is also giving them card advantage. And yeah, I can dissipate any big creatures. I think I dissipate the Geist Wave. It draws them a card. It prevents me from getting the Triskaidekaphile. Alright. Well. Second strategy. I've used my sacrifice outlets. Let's deal some damage. I am going to have silver. I'm going to play the Firmament Sage. And we're going to start tapping them down, basically. I still have a Locked in the Cemetery. That has a future and win condition. So that has to be a counterspell, or else they're in a lot of trouble when I play this. Alright, so they can draw a counterspell off the top, I guess. But they have 2 cards for a counterspell. I think I have one. Yep. And I'd rather threaten the counterspell than play the Silver Bolt. Alright. Drowned. Alright. Do I want that on top or bottom? I think I want that on top. I'm just going to shoot this. And we're going to win by... we're just going to block these 2 so that they can't decay us in any way. I will lose my Hook on Drifter. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm just going to make it so they can't really do much. They saved for their Flame Channeler this entire time. Wow. And yes, I will block. Alright, so I have to lock that in the cemetery for my own security. Actually, no, I could Phantom Carriage and get some card advantage. I'm going to tap this down because they have burn spells that could make it so that they can stop my Phantom Carriage. But we are just like, we are neck and neck right now. Spell Rune Painter. Alright, got it. So glad we got this little guy here. Prevents it from going to night. And we get a tap down. Whew. Ooh. Close games. Close games. Close, dirtily darn games. Well, if we could get one more win. Not only does that mean we gain gems from this, but it means that we do our part. We get to diamond. And I will be happy at just ending on diamond. I am perfectly happy with just ending on diamond. Alright. I hate mulliganing. But we have so few plays. Ow! We have 3 lands, okay? Like, it's hard to mull back a hand with 3 lands and at least 1 playable. Like, even though the playable is Dissipate, I'm considering that playable. Alright. And we'll probably have to just Dissipate a creature as a, keep the pressure off situation, but yeah, keep the pressure off situation. Oh. Now we have a curve. Yeah, that's one of the things. You have 3 lands, so it's like you have a curve if you can find it. Oh. I mean, I'm definitely not milling them. That's scary. Hopefully they just don't have enough instant sorceries to take advantage of it. I do have a Silver Bolt in the deck, despite that Silver Bolt being lost. Alright. Alright. Just which one I want to take. I think I want to take the Bait Hook Angler because I want the Gale Drifter in the deck. I want to draw a 4-mana 3/2 over a 2-mana 2/1. I'm attacking with both. I want to see what you do. Let's see. Alright, Organ Harvester, give me a card. They left up enough for a Dissipate. Darn it. Well, I was still playing that anyways. Do they just win? They're threatening 9 damage next turn if they flip that. So, okay, I can block with Drowning Yard of Malcolm to start ticking them down. Okay, cool. They don't just win. If I draw a green, I could Torsionist Troop, get myself a big, scary threat. I mean, I'm blocking the Cultist. I'm not scared of this guy doing something scary. They have 1 card left. Alright. Yep. As expected. I'm going to start with a move section here. Draw myself some cards. 2-mana Torturous Troop does not help me. Yeah, we had a... I think we go to 1 health. Block there, go to 5. Die next turn. Alternatively, go to 1, die next turn. Yep, okay, well, Poppet Factory did its job. Who would have thought? Drew the lands at the wrong time in the wrong order. I didn't get my Silver Bolt to kill the Poppet Stitcher. Oh well. I really wanted to go the full wins, of course. I really wanted to, but... Should have left my 3-6 up, would have given me more time. But I just think that that deck, like, turn 3 Poppet Stitcher into no removal on my side. Only so much you can do. Did say that intro hurt. Maybe I could have saved the Dissipate. Maybe that was the solution. We still got 4 wins. Nonetheless, we are still going up. We just aren't going up as fast as I want to. That's all. Oh well. I'm gonna... Because this is the last one of the day, I'm gonna open the packs as just a big, huge bump. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So apparently, there's a new open 10 times. 10 plus. I'm glad they added that. Let's see what that does. Thank you. Okay. I like this style of doing it. So they show me all of my rares and mythics. So I got a Lord of the Forsaken, a Willowgeist, Curse of Surveillance, Mythic Rare, and Wildcard. Alright, so it doesn't show me my commons and uncommons, but shows me those. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.